What is the biggest difference between doing a creative project for a video game versus doing a creative project for a film or a TV show?
Well, first of all, when I was, for example, I was in American Sniper, directed by Clint Eastwood and Bradley Cooper, starred in it, and it was really amazing to actually work with those people because you're the opportunity of working with people at the top of their game in film is. I mean, it's tough. It's very, very difficult. Everybody wants to be in a movie, and I was fortunate enough to get cast. So working at that level, it was interesting because even though the scene was challenging, and literally about 30 minutes before we were going to shoot the scene, it was just Bradley and I. The writer came up to me and says, "Bradley wants to expand on the scene." And I was thinking, holy shit, what does that mean? Am I going to get all kinds of new lines? I mean, I'm ready to do what I'm supposed to do. And now you throw me a monkey wrench. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, there's elements of the story that we haven't been able to really articulate very well or show in the film. So we thought in this scene, since it's a therapist, that was what I was playing, and Bradley Cooper, this would be a way where you could bring out that information. For example, like we talk about he's had 3 or 4 tours. Nobody knows how long that is. What is a tour? Unless you're in the military, you really don't know. So they said, okay, he was there for like 180 days. So I was able to articulate some of that stuff. But they said, we just want to improvise it.
We're just gonna wing it.
And actually, for me, that was perfect. That was that was the answer to a prayer.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Well, you have Bradley, who is, from the actor studio. Yeah. So for someone like that, as a play partner, you guys are good.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It seemed like it should be really intimidating and scary, but actually doing it was probably the easiest thing I've ever done because he's just so present. And I knew what my job was, which was to try to trip him up a little bit because I'm playing a therapist. So I'm trying to get him to be honest. And what's his job as Chris Kyle was, here's a guy that doesn't like to talk about what's going on. So we had opposites, and yet we knew what the purpose of the scene was. And then Clint Eastwood is sitting there, and you're going, oh my God, what strange reality. This can't be happening. I can't be in a room with just the 3 of us. This makes no sense. But once we did it, it was seamless. It was really kind of weird because even though we were improvising, we never stepped on anybody else's lines. Even though there weren't really lines, we knew what we were going to say, but we were just talking and listening. And the scene was wonderful. It ended up being Clint's favorite scene in the movie, and actually was a scene that they showed at the Academy Awards because Bradley was nominated for that. So it was an honor. So when you talk about what it's like working on a film at that level, it's friggin' fantastic. It doesn't get any better than that because you're dealing with people that are at the top of their game, that are legends, that are Academy Award winners, Academy Award nominees. I mean, phenomenal people. I mean, the best camera people. Everybody's the best. But what happens when you're working on camera is you're somewhat limited in how you look. It's getting to be less so because now they're able to do, some motion capture and change things around a little bit. But still, for the most part, you are who you are. I'm not going to play somebody that's 15 years old. I'm not going to play somebody that's 90. I'm going to play somebody that kind of looks like me. And in video games or in voiceover, you throw all that out. When people meet me who have heard Jim Raynor in StarCraft, I make a joke and I say, I know there's kind of a cognitive disconnect here when you see me compared to what Jim Raynor looks like because I'm in such better shape.
Jim Raynor's a Marine for the Terrans. He's jacked and
kicks ass. But the thing is, I am him because it's more than just what he looks like. I mean, we're all look different, but what defines a person is what's between the ears. Who you are, what the choices that you make. In fact, that's one of the lines that Jimmy says is, we all got our choices to make. And it's nice. So for me, it really resonated. And plus it was a character that I played it for so many years, and there was this great character arc and evolution. It was a love story. It had action. It had heartbreak. It had all the elements that you want to perform as an actor. So it was incredibly gratifying. So all in all, I would say voiceover is more fun because the opportunities are greater and you're not limited.
Nice.
Yeah.
You make it sound like jazz.